午安，歡迎大家出席天地圖書舉辦嘅經典的魅力 InstacarHK 試駕之旅新書發佈會。Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the new book launch of Spectacular Cars of Hong Kong and InstacarHK Journey online by Possible Books。呢本新書咧就啱啱出版嘅新鮮滾熱辣啦。今日咧喺書店咧就首發嘅。咁好高興咧邀請到本書嘅作者啦，香港老爺車會嘅會長呂璟豪先生，同埋佢一齊製作 InstacarHK YouTube 頻道嘅拍檔李啟恩先生同埋陳豪志先生，分享呢本書嘅誕生經過同埋籌備當中嘅一啲趣事嘅。The book is just published, making its debut here. We are very grateful to invite the author of the book, Mr. Justin Lui, who is the chairman of the Classic Car Club of Hong Kong and is spirit of the InstacarHK YouTube channel, Mr. Martin Lee and Mr. Alex Chen, to share with us how the book is formed as well as the interesting stories in the process. 喺發佈會開始之前咧，就麻煩大家咧就檢查各位嘅場內裝置啦，就預先調校至個靜音嘅模式。嘉賓咧分享之後咧，仲有答問嘅環節嘅，歡迎大家到時咧踴躍交流。請大家留意啦，今日活動咧會有個錄影嘅，咁之後咧就會喺我哋天地嘅 YouTube 頻道咧嗰度播放翻嘅。Allow me to remind everyone to double check your mobile devices and please switch them to silent mode. We will have Q&A session after the sharing. Please note that today's event will be recorded and later broadcast on our YouTube channel. 事不宜遲啦，以後將時間交俾三位啦。I will hand over to Justin, Martin and Alex. Thank you.
Thank you. Lots of guests today, lots of friends. Thank you so much for coming. I'll try my best to do this bilingual, so do excuse me if I jump back and forth from Chinese and English. 咁首先多謝各位今日嚟啦，咁好多唔同嘅人，好多唔同嘅朋友，咁我會中英翻譯嘅，咁所以係啦 ，thank you。咁今日就係我哋呢本書嘅發佈會，就係 Spectacular Cars of Hong Kong and InstacarHK Journey。咁好簡單講，其實我哋InstacarHK 其實係一個 YouTube 嘅頻道嚟嘅，就係review 呢個老爺車，香港嘅老爺車為主。咁我影咗幾年，影咗好多架靚嘅老爺車之後咧，就出咗一本書，即係 book 就有20架，我覺得係我 review 過最好、最罕有嘅老爺車嘅相，同埋有啲我自己親筆寫嘅一個review 同 summary， 同我對呢啲車嘅感覺。So just a quick preview. This book actually came up from our YouTube channel, InstacarHK, which specialize in reviewing Hong Kong classic cars. And we have reviewed dozens of classic cars in Hong Kong before, and I picked 21 of the most special and rare ones to include in this book with beautiful pictures taken by my team or myself, and written summary of each of the car, written reviews of each of the car by myself. So here's just a little journey, I guess, next week. Quickly about the author, some of my experiences of which contributed to this book. Obviously, first and foremost, I'm a petrol head. I am again also the host of the InstacarHK YouTube channel. I'm the chairman of the Classic Car Club of Hong Kong, which is the oldest car club in Hong Kong. And I'm also part of the founding committee of the official Ferrari Owners Club of Hong Kong, sanctioned by Ferrari Maranello. 咁講少少關於自己啦，即係一啲經歷點解會有呢本書啦。咁我第一當然係一個汽車發燒友啦。咁我亦都係嗰個 InstacarHK YouTube channel 嘅主持。同埋我係香港老爺車會嘅會長啦，同埋就係呢個法拉利會香港官方法拉利會嘅founding committee 之一。So just very quickly, how I got into this classic car journey. It all started many years ago when I graduated from university and came back, and for the first time ever, I attended the Classic Car Club of Hong Kong Trader Road show. Many of you here should know we do annually we'll do a car show at the Trader Road. and we've been doing it for decades. And back in 2008 was the first time ever I attended, and it was simply mind-blowing, just eye-opening that there's such a huge classic car culture in Hong Kong. And as they say, the rest was history, because I then got very active into the club. I had a cousin who was a member, and he referred me, introduced me, and here I am today, doing books and being the chairman of the club. But it really all started then. 講講我點樣開始呢個老爺車嘅呢個journey 啦，就係喺2008年我喺英國讀完大學翻嚟咧，我就第一次去咗呢個香港老爺車嘅遮打道車展。咁如果熟悉個會嘅朋友都應該知，我哋每年咧都會喺呢個遮打道嘅做一個車展，做咗幾十年嘅。咁嗰陣時我係第一次去。就我都唔知有啲咁嘅嘢，咁就見到好多老爺車，咁我就發現哇，原來香港有咁濃厚嘅老爺車文化嘅。咁長話短説，就之後就上咗癮啦，就不停即係我參加咗個會啦，不停咁出席啦，好 active 啦，咁就變咗今時今日又出書啦，又做會長啦各樣嘢，咁所以即係真係全部係喺老爺車會度開始嘅呢件事。咁yeah, and so the birth of the YouTube channel. So as mentioned, I was very active in the club and whatnot. And at the start of the pandemic, 2020, I was having drinks with some of a few member friends, a lot who are here today. And I realized that, exactly, Maureen, Alex, I realized a number of them, a majority of them, are actually in the media business. By 2020, of course, YouTube is very trendy, everyone watches it, and I love watching car YouTube channels, particularly the ones that review classic cars. And I always wanted to do it, so I pitched to my friend. I said, hey, since we're all in the media business and we have good resource, having most of the classic cars in Hong Kong are our members and our friends. So I said, why not we start a classic car review channel? And fortunately, they all said yes, although they probably regret afterwards, knowing how much unpaid work they have to do. So that was really the start of the channel, which, as mentioned, became this book. 咁頭先提過啦，其實嗰本書裏邊啲車係全部係喺嗰個 YouTube channel 嗰度開始嘅，影出嚟。咁想講講我哋呢個 YouTube 頻道係點樣衍生出嚟嘅咧？就係應該疫情啱啱開始嗰陣，2020年度有一次就同我老爺車會啲老友飲嘢 happy hour。咁我望下發現原來大部分都係做呢個媒體工作嘅。咁做媒體工作嗰陣時 YouTube 已經好出名啦，係人都睇 YouTube。咁我自己一向都好中意睇啲 YouTube 嘅review 車嘅頻道嘅 channel。咁我一向都想試下做一個 YouTube channel。咁我就問我啲朋友話：喂，既然大家又係車友，你哋又係做媒體嘅，我哋又有咁多資源，因為香港大部分嘅老爺車都係我哋嘅會員同朋友。咁不如做一個 classic car review 嘅 YouTube channel。咁好彩佢哋就應承咗話 OK 我可以做。咁從此以後咧，我哋就每個星期六朝早好早咧，有成班人一齊出嚟去影車啦。咁其實係好多功夫嘅，即係又要我又要做 research 啦、做稿啦，佢哋又要影嘢啦、set up 啲 camera 啦，影完又要翻去 edit， 其實好多功夫。跟住你可以想像到喺暑假時候熱天嘅時候30幾度，啲車又冇冷氣又成。咁但係大家都做得好開心，同埋大家都係義務性去玩咁樣做，咁所以就影咗幾十格，就變咗一本書。As I was saying, it's a lot of hard work, filming the cars, and every Saturday morning, the team would come voluntarily to do the filming of the cars. And you can imagine there's a lot of groundwork to do, a lot of camera setup, etc. And on hot summer days, you guys have to remember, these are classic cars, so there's no AC, everyone is sweating and whatnot, but it's great. Like the whole team really enjoy it, it's a very good experience. So I just want to thank the team for that. Yes. Right. So after the brief history, I just wanted to mention a few cars that are particularly special on the experience I had with them, which provided some good memories. The first, of course, is the cover car, the Ferrari F40. For those who knows cars here, you should know that in modern history, Ferrari has five, they call the Ferrari Big Five special models, which are models that Ferrari introduced to show the world what they are capable of. So they're all at the time at the top of the technology with a lot of Formula One racing technology and whatnot. All are very limited and very valuable, and it's dream car status. They're all very limited. So the F40 is already the one that is relatively high produced at 1,300 units. But today, it's worth 20, 30 million easily. So being from Hong Kong, we're very fortunate to be able to be around these cars all the time. But frankly, I never ever dreamed of being able to get behind the wheel and drive one day, especially being a huge Ferrari fan. So this definitely takes the cake when it comes to special memories. 想講即係我試過廿一架車喺本書裏邊咧，其中想講其中幾架我比較深刻印象啲嘅。第一架當然就係嗰個封面書，就係部法拉利 F40。咁大家如果識車嘅咧，應該知道喺近代史嘅 Ferrari 咧，其實有5部特別版係 Ferrari 最出名嘅。咁佢哋嗰陣時出呢啲 model 就係想展示俾個世界睇佢哋嗰個技術啊各樣啊去到邊。咁F40 就係其中一架，咁係非常之昂貴嘅。新出嗰陣都90幾年嗰陣已經幾百萬講緊，咁今時今日咧個價值已經去到2、3千萬。咁我哋喺香港成長就好彩，因為香港好多靚車，所以都一定有機會會見到下呢啲車。但係老實實發夢都唔敢發夢會有一日有機會去揸呢部車。咁多謝呢個 channel 同埋多謝個車主咁 generous 就有機會試。咁作為一個超大法拉利迷咧，呢個一定係一個我永遠會記住嘅回憶。So the next car I wanted to talk about is a Porsche 964 reimagined by Singer. So Singer is a company that modifies old Porsches based in California. They have made quite a name of themselves in recent years. They will take your car, they will take your classic Porsche, which you have to pay for, and they will take a minimum of $1 million US to properly customize your car from start to end. And the reason I'm mentioning this, aside from it being obviously a very special car, is that before I got to review this car, I thought it was the dumbest idea to pay someone $1 million US to modify a classic Porsche, because a classic Porsche is already very characterful and whatnot. So I wasn't a believer, frankly. But Singer was popular, it was good for the channel, and so why not? But all these thoughts went out the window the moment I was behind the wheel and turned the key, because the car was truly, truly spectacular. Long story short, how Singer was able to combine modern technology with the characters and essence of a classic Porsche was simply amazing. And suffice to say, if I had a spare $1 million US, this is definitely one car I would consider buying. So I think it kind of shows the journey I've been through with this YouTube channel. The sort of cars I've come across and how some changed my mind and whatnot. So I'm quite thankful for that. 嗱，而家想好快講嘅就係呢架保時捷嘅964係由星牙改裝嘅。咁星牙其實係一個美國嘅改裝公司啦，佢專係改老爺嘅保時捷。咁如果你要去揾星牙，第一要排隊啦，排好耐隊。咁你要俾一架老爺保時捷，你自己俾錢。咁你俾咗佢咧，佢就會收最少起步$100萬嚟改你架保時捷。咁我其實初初聽到呢個星牙咧，即係佢好出名，但我初初聽到我覺得呢個係好愚蠢嘅一個 proposition， 因為冇贏車嘅保時捷已經係一個非常特別同有味道嘅車，點解我仲要俾$100萬人哋去改裝咧，去 modernize 佢？ 咁但係當我一試呢架車嗰陣時咧，我就即刻轉晒我觀感，因為揸落架車係真係好特別。即係星牙係可以做到一個好好嘅平衡，用現代嘅技術嚟去improve 架車，但係佢亦都可以 keep 到架車最古董嘅味道，即係啲聲音啊、大感啊、油門啊、腳掣嗰啲。咁呢個係即係長話短説，揸完之後，我明點解佢係咁出名，同埋點解啲人肯俾咁多錢，咁係絕對幫我改觀咗。咁所以呢個係有少少 reflect 到我做呢個 channel 都係真係打開眼界，見好多唔同嘅嘢，亦都變咗好多即係對唔同嘅車嘅感想。And the final car I wanted to talk about is a bit sentimental because it's a 1966 Ferrari 330 GT2+2. Now, I'm not going to go into details on why it's a special car because it's a 60s classic 12-cylinder Ferrari, needs no introduction. But the reason why this car really stands out to me is before my friend bought it in Hong Kong, the car used to be in the UK and owned by a automotive world heavyweight called Henry Metcalfe. Henry Metcalfe started life as a farmer. In fact, he's still a farmer in the UK, but he's really into cars. He's a huge petrolhead, and he founded a car magazine called Evil, which became one of the most popular car magazines in the world, and is still extremely popular. Henry actually started his own YouTube channel reviewing classic cars a few years ago, and he's an older gentleman. He's not one of those young YouTubers jumping around, yelling and screaming. So you really have to be a car nerd to enjoy his videos. Otherwise, it's very easy to fall asleep. I really enjoy his videos, and his videos was my inspiration to start my own YouTube channel with the help of the team. So, long story short, to be able to drive and review a car that Harry owned and reviewed as well is just a full circle. So it's quite sentimental. And it's also through this car that I got to meet Harry on Instagram. We follow each other now. We've talked a few times about this car. And it also shows the social media world that we live in now. Because 10, 20 years ago, if you have someone you really admire from half the globe away, you will never get to speak or connect with them. But through social media, through cars, we will meet Harry. So this car is quite sentimental to me, having the opportunity to review it. 最後想講嘅就係呢部法拉利1966年嘅330 GT 四座位版。咁詳細呢架車點解幾特別唔需要講嘅，因為老爺12氣缸法拉利係大家都知係一個好出名、好有味道嘅系列嘅車。咁但係呢部車有啲情意結嘅，因為我香港嘅朋友買翻嚟喺英國，而架車嘅前車主係一個叫 Henry Metcalfe 嘅英國人。咁呢個位人士係喺英國嘅車壇，喺世界嘅車壇裏面係好有名，因為佢係創立咗一個叫 Evil 嘅汽車雜誌，係全世界都好出名，到今日都係。咁 Harry 其實就係幾年前開咗佢自己嘅 YouTube 頻道去review 老爺車。咁其實我好中意睇 Harry 啲 video， 我亦都係睇下 Harry 啲 video 之後咧，我就有呢個夢想開始自己嘅老爺車汽車頻道。咁多年之後，竟然有個機會去試一架 Harry 以前擁有過同亦都試過 review 過嘅車咧，係真係好似好美滿咁完成咗個心願。咁我亦都因為依架車咧，我係喺 Instagram 認識到阿 Harry， 有傾偈，大家有追蹤大家，同埋亦都有傾呢架車。咁所以都 show 到而家嘅 social media 同呢個汽車嘅世界係幾細，同埋可以做聯繫到好多人。咁係咯 ，yes. So that's it. I just want to thank you all for coming. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank a few people for my channel and for my book. First and foremost is, of course, to the InstacarHK team, which includes Martin, Alex, Maureen, partly, only when it comes to his cars, his own cars. So yeah, all the team members, like I mentioned, is voluntary. Everyone does it out of passion, but at the same time, it's a lot of hard work. Speaking of team members, particularly I want to thank Alex. Actually, Alex is a team member. One of his cars is also in the book. He's a good friend, but most importantly, I want to raise is when I had the idea of wanting to do this book, the first person I went to was Alex. Not because he's in the publishing business, but because he's a nice guy with lots of friends, a lot more friends than I do. So I know he would know, if anyone would know someone from publishing, it would be Alex, and he immediately, without skipping a beat, introduced me to someone in the industry, which then led to my next person to thank would be Sharon. Sharon is in the publishing industry, and she provided so much help. Without Sharon, there would be no book today, and you guys will all probably have a more fun Saturday afternoon. And then Terry introduced me to Cosmos Books, which is the store and my publisher, of course, which thank you to Terry and Cosmos Books, and also particularly Chris. Chris has been here along the way since day one. Got a lot of fire drills from me, angry calls, because I don't know what I was doing, so I relied a lot on Chris. So thank you, Chris. 係啦，咁我都講完啦。不過想第一就係多謝大家今日嚟啦。第二就係有幾個人想多謝嘅課頻道同本書。咁第一就係我 InstacarHK 嘅團隊啦，包括 Martin 同 Alex， 學我話齋佢哋個個都係義務性嚟幫手。咁雖然係好玩，但係亦都係極之辛苦。咁團隊裏面我特別想多謝 Alex， 因為 Alex 咧我一知道我想出本書嗰陣時咧，我第一個人係去揾 Alex， 因為 Alex 好人面好廣。咁我知如果要識出版社嘅人咧 ，Alex 一定會係其中一個。咁佢好快就即刻介紹咗一啲做書嘅朋友俾我識，包括就係我第二個要多謝嘅人就係 Sharon。Sharon 係喺呢個出書行業裏邊嘅。咁 Sharon 係好幫手，即係如果冇 Sharon 咧，肯定係冇呢本書。咁 Sharon 咧就介紹咗天地圖書俾我。咁天地圖書當然要多謝阿 Terry 對我本書同我嘅信心啦同支持。咁同埋最後要多謝天地圖書阿 Chris， Chris 係由第一日開始一路幫到你，答咗我好多好煩嘅問題各樣嘢。咁所以就多謝 Chris。Yeah，thank you everyone. Thank you for coming.
Hello， 大家中午好 ，Good afternoon。我覺得首先咧就好有挑戰性嘅，因為要大英文。不過點樣挑戰都好啦，咁我相信咧揸老爺車嘅挑戰性就高過大英文。So I find it very challenging because I have to go in bilingual. But however, I think it's more challenging than driving a classic car. So,係點樣開始嘅咧？首先就係話我點樣認識阿 Justin 咧？咁其實咧就因為咧我自己都有個 IG 嘅 IG 嘅。咁喺 IG 裏邊咧，咁啊 Justin 咧就睇到我嗰個 IG， 咁然後咧就喺個 IG 度 message 我。咁我哋咧就喺個 IG 度大家傾下車啦。咁阿 Justin 咧就約我出嚟喎。出嚟嘅時候，我哋先至發覺咧，原來 Justin 咧住喺我隔離。咁所以咧，我哋就可以成日出嚟一齊揸車啦。嗰陣時佢有架Ferrari 328啦，我有架308，其實我仲有架360嘅。咁所以就成日出得嚟幫咧，咁就變咗咧，就大家開始熟絡啦。So this is how it begins. Because I have an IG, and then Justin saw my IG. I post all my cars in the IG, and Justin messaged me and talk about cars. And then one day, Justin said, "Why not go out for a drive?" And once we get out, I realized he's actually my neighbor. So therefore, we are so close to each other. And just next door. So we go out a lot, and then we start to meet each other more and more and more, and this is how it begins. And then I also find out Justin is really very passionate about Ferrari. So therefore, this is what I did with Justin, because Justin always talked to me that he wanted to start a YouTube channel, he wanted to publish a book. So actually, the love the Ferrari, he actually walked the talk. This is the quote from Enzo Ferrari. If you dream it, you can do it. He dreamt about it and then he really did. 咁啊 ，Justin 就好中意法拉利嘅。咁樣有我發覺咧 ，Justin 咧就真係咧將法拉利擺咗入佢嘅生活之中啦。佢就係咧成日夢想要搞個 YouTube channel 啦，要夢想要做本書啦。咁其實佢就係同埋 Enzo Ferrari 所講嘅一樣啦。如果你夢想佢咧，你就可以做得到佢。咁我哋咧就第一次出嚟揸車咧，就係2019年。咁啊，呢架就 Justin 嗰架，呢架就我嗰架。咁啊，出到嚟咁當日咧就即係大家認識咗啦。咁以後咧就一路咁，因為住喺隔離就成日可以出嚟啦。This is the first time I went out with Justin. Went out not means dating, just the date is the car, not me and Justin. So, and then afterwards, because we are just next door to each other, so we went out a lot, and then we did a lot of driving. We go to Staples, we go to almost everywhere in Hong Kong, and yeah, and that is how it started. And then one day, Justin said, let's do a YouTube channel. And then he introduced me, the team he has assembled. And then, oh God, two of everyone is professional. In the media, in the photography, I am only the amateur, more amateur than amateur. So, what can I do? Thanks God, I know a bit of driving. So therefore, obviously, I'm the one who drives the camera car. 咁啊，有一日 Justin 就揾我，佢話：我真係想整個 YouTube channel，我都成立咗一個 team 咯喎。咁佢介紹啲 team member 俾我識喎，死啦，個個都係專業嘅喎，全部喺 media 同埋影相嗰度喎。我其實乜都唔識喎 ，media 我又唔識，影相我又唔識，咁啊好彩我都仲識得揸車，咁變咗我就做揸車嗰個啦，揸架 camera car。But I have to really pay, a tribute, hat off to the team member because they are truly professional, not only in their techniques and the skill, they are also in their behavior and their manner. No one in this world, very rare, can stand more than 20 tests, more than 20 temptations. Besides Justin, none of the team member drove the car. You know, it's really 20 plus temptations. The car sits in front of you in flesh and metal.
They were free to, I didn't prohibit them. Yeah, they were very disciplined.
Very disciplined. Very disciplined. Only Justin drove the cars. 咁啊，我覺得咧，我真係好高興嘅。有一組咁專業嘅團隊，佢哋唔單止喺佢哋嗰個層面，即係佢哋個專業層面上面專業，甚至咧係喺各方面都專業。因為咧，好少揾到人咧，真係可以對住一啲咁靚嘅車擺喺面前係唔揸佢。啲車主冇講過唔俾我哋揸，我哋係唔揸嘅，因為我哋覺得我哋係專業嘅，我哋係做緊一個工作，我哋唔係成班人圍威喺度玩緊。我哋除咗玩之外，我哋真係做緊一個工作。呢個係令到我對整個團隊咧係真係好尊敬嘅。咁當然我哋大家都成為好朋友啦，因為我哋即係 續喺行為上邊，大家真係都有相同嘅價值觀啊嘛。And besides driving the car, one day I thought, hey, we only use a camera car and then two-dimensionally, just shooting the cars. Why we go three-dimensionally, take a drone? And then I said, I talked to Justin, hey, I want to learn how to fly a drone. And he just, I have a drone, but I never flown it. And then he gave me the drone. 咁啊，因為揸車喺個路面嗰度行啦，咁啊平面啊嘛，咁我成日都係諗點解唔飛上天，可以喺天上面影落嚟咧？咁我同 Justin 講喂，有鐘喎，可以嗰啲無人機，我哋可以影喎。阿 Justin 話：我有部喎，幾年啦，我冇用過喎，我俾你啦。咁我就攞咗佢嗰部 drone 咧，就開始自己去試係玩啦。咁原來都幾難飛嘅，初時以為好易，都幾難。咁啊飛咗兩飛，影咗2-3次之後咧，就發覺其實追唔到架車嘅，其實追唔到架車。咁我就再大膽啲，其實我都中意 Ferrari 噶嘛，就係 you can do it 啊嘛。咁所以咧，我咧就話不如買嗰啲 FPV 啦，嗰啲夠快嘅，一定追到架車。咁所以就買咗 FPV 就自己去學飛，咁又俾我追到喎，又俾我追到架車喎。咁因為嗰啲風好快㗎，0至100係2年之內。咁啊追呢啲車最好啦。咁但係原來咧最難咧就係要低飛，低飛原來係好難。咁就自己練習咗幾次咧，都膽粗粗就去低飛追啲車，咁又做到喎，都幾好玩，原來仲好玩過揸車。So then I took Justin drone and did some flying. Well, it's not easy. Actually, it's very difficult to fly a drone. And then I took the drone to take a few shots with the team, and then find, well, the drone is too slow, cannot chase the car, cannot go after the car, and then it's flying too high. So therefore, I take a bold move, and then I think, why not take a FPV? I dream about it because an FPV going after, chasing after a car, well, it will be quite a spectacular shot. So therefore, I bought an FPV, and then it's from 0 to 100 only in 2 seconds. Well, it can chase any car.
No, I must say it was quite impressive because Alex really didn't know anything about drones before, and being I'm hardly young, but Alex is a retiree. People don't usually pick up skills like that, particularly with technology. But Alex just went for it, and with the FPV, we did a shot once around the Tsingma area with some really valuable Ferraris, and the 2 cars went by, a Ferrari F40 and an F50, and then there was a drone behind it, just boom, chasing it under the road past the lamppost. I'm like, who is that madman? Because Martin had a drone as well, but Martin like, it's not me. And I'm like, oh my god, it's Alex hiding, just next to his car from this picture, and just chasing down valuable cars and whatnot. So yes, that was indeed extremely. Yeah.
So, flying a drone, high speed and low altitude, that is the skill sets that I acquired from this post. And then, because it all started in my IT, it all started with the 308. So, therefore, I want to talk about the 308 because it was 40 years ago. I bought my first 308. So this is me and my 308 And then after a few years of that first 308, and then I sold it for another car. And then a few years ago, I thought I need to, I have memories about the 308. Therefore, I bought another 308 and put it in full restoration. So this is the second 308 that I bought, and then this is to restore the entire car. And then I enjoy driving a lot, and this is 40 years ago, and just now the Ferrari 40, and I was happy that Blackbird put me in one of the, in one of the backdrop, so it's good. And then for driving the car, and then what I like about driving and owning classic car is about we collect the things that related to the car. 咁頭先嗰個就係我40年前嗰張相啦。咁其實我40年前就買第一架法拉利啦。咁嗰陣時都膽粗粗走去買法拉利啊嘛。嗰陣時其實嗰陣時香港就好少人揸法拉利。咁嗰陣時我仲記得攞車嘅同一日咧，許冠傑同我一齊嚟攞車。許冠傑同我一齊攞車，咁所以好記得嗰一日。咁揸咗幾年之後，我買咗第二啲車啦。咁幾年前我又覺得我好掛住我308喎，咁我又買翻一架，咁又攞去全新再翻新咗。咁揸呢啲車咧，除咗揸之外咧，就即係其實我哋揸車咧就好安全。咁有一樣嘢咧，大家睇下，其實我揸咗咁多年車。有一樣嘢我都幾拋嘅，我係1分都未夠過，係1分都未夠過，所以我係好慢嘅，永遠都係最後嗰個。但係飛風咧我就好快嘅。So I'm a little proud of myself. I mean I've been driving fast cars for over 40 years, and my point system I'm still intact. No points detected. So I'm following all the rules, very disciplined in driving only, but flying a drone is a different story. And then, one of the pleasure about driving a classic car is about collecting the things related to the car. So therefore, we have a lot of collections, a lot of like model cars. This is actually a window sticker. Window sticker 40 years ago. And these are scale models, and then every time we go elsewhere, we always look for museums, car museums, and then we visit all the museums. These are all that's the privilege of being a car lovers like me and Justin and Martin and everything. So thank you.
Next up is Martin. Martin is our in-house photographer. Very talented guy, as you'll see later. If we switch channel to English only, are there any protests, objections? Because this is kind of hard jumping both sides, alright? If you want any translations, let me know. We'll do it.
Yeah, if there's any questions you want to ask me afterwards, feel free to ask me in either languages. So I am a freelance photographer and also a passionate petrolhead like Justin and the other guys. The reason why I wrote my automotive photography journey is because actually when I first met Justin, I didn't have a lot to show for in terms of automotive photography. So actually, I'm quite thankful to Justin and the team for letting me participate in all this and eventually build my portfolio around it.
For not charging.
And just a little bit about myself. So this is me, and this is my Instagram account. And over the past few years, actually through COVID as well, that's when I actually put connected two of my passions, photography and automotive stuff, motorsport stuff, into one interconnecting link. And this is just a brief bio of myself. And through the opportunities of Instagram, I've actually met a lot of different brands and worked with them as well, so I was very thankful for that. So today I'm just going to go very quickly about some of my top tips about photography, and the one very important thing to me is color, and why that is because without the color planning and so on, it's very difficult for an image to pop. So these are common graphic designer stuff, but basically they're just different combinations of colors to make visuals pop, and this is something that I use a lot in my photography to help enhance how images look. And just two examples here referencing to these wheels. Basically, contrasting colors on the left, and complementing colors on the right. Yeah, actually I plan to have the trim in the to have
It's not a real presentation without technical.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, actually the picture on the right was one of the planned locations when I was thinking about shooting this green Lamborghini Urus. It's very difficult to find the right location for green cars. So this is one of those locations that I found maybe that's quite interesting under the new green tram, and that's how it became to be. Which is Thank you. Thank you. And another thing when we come to shooting cars is to have so-called polarizers or polarizing filters. And the difference it makes is basically we look at the windscreen. One of them is reflecting a lot of light, and the other isn't. And when we shoot cars, they are like massive mirrors, reflecting everything around it. And the best way to maintain the colors of the paintwork on the car is to have these polarizers to work for us. But there are also other methods when we do these things. Obviously, depending on how big of a budget things.
Zero in the case of this one.
Yeah. And so when we do other shoots, sometimes we have lighting crews and stuff like that to help with the reflection as well. And the fun thing about shooting cars is that you can really make it part of the neighborhood and showcase the area around it as well. So sometimes it involves night photography. This one is an extremely special one actually. This one is the Mercedes AMG 1, which is limited to 275 units in the world. This is a pre-production unit, so it doesn't count to 275. And I was really privileged actually to be asked by Mercedes-Benz to shoot this in Hong Kong for them last year, around this time. They shipped it from Germany just for the shoot and for the BAM event last year, so it was very special. It was very special. And obviously when it comes to shooting cars, we shoot a lot of the interiors as well. We shoot a lot of the interiors as well, sometimes from the side, and I quite like peering through windows, like on the left. And when it comes to having drones, it really helps to add a different vantage point, making things look abstract or adding a geometric element to the automotive shoot. And I really like finding very funny painting patterns. Obviously, designers designed them for a very good reason, and I really wanted to put them as part of the whole subject in the background. And another important aspect of shooting cars is to have the motion blur. Obviously, the camera way is the very typical way of generating motion blur in shooting cars from different angles from the front side, complete front, and also I quite like is from the rear. It's kind of like a car chase scene. But there are also other ways of creating motion blur nowadays, such as using drones, which is a very difficult thing to do, but actually very, very rewarding when it does come right. And actually the cover photo of this book, which I'll come back to very shortly, is shot on a drone. And I personally, I would not have the confidence to shoot it a second time and do the same result, to be honest. It was just this moment in time that everything kind of clicked. And it's not a perfect image by any means, but I found it very rewarding to have it as a cover photo at the end of the book. And yeah, congratulations on the new book. Thank you, that's it. Thank you, Mario.
I disagree with the fact that you can't see the interior totally, only through the windows.
Sorry, Mr. Fernand.
I didn't like the idea that you only see through the windows to the interior, because the interior is actually very special. You're looking from the outside, not from the inside. So what's the problem?
It's obviously that's only one angle.
It's artistic license, but you don't see the real interior, because these cars are very special. So they're not like normal cars. You don't see the interior, you miss part of the look.
Thank you, Joe. That is Joe, one of our committee members on the Classic Car Club of Hong Kong, so he knows his stuff. But thank you.
Of course I know my stuff.
Thank you everyone for coming. So next is some Q&A. If any questions, after the Q&A, if any, we will go towards the mandatory purchase of books. But there will be pictures and signing and whatnot. Just enjoy yourselves. This is a big shop. So yeah, any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you. All right, no takers? Cool. I'll let you guys off. So please stay in lingo. All right, thank you.